I'm Jen Hoyt, and on behalf of the Foxboro Music Association, I want to welcome you all to Choralpalooza. I just want to, while I have you all here, speak just for a brief few minutes about the Foxboro Music Association. I was nominated to speak at Choralpalooza because I have a daughter who graduated last year from this program. She's now majoring in music education with a concentration in voice. And I have a 5th grader in his very first Choralpalooza, so I'm very excited. I have to say that this is one of my favorite concerts of the year. It's wonderful to see the growth from 5th grade through 12th grade. I want to invite all of you, both middle school parents and high school parents, and even any elementary parents, to join us at the FMA meetings or events. For those of you who don't know, the FMA is an independent, nonprofit organization comprised of parents and community members. It supports enrichment activities for the students and faculty, which help to nurture this culture of excellence while promoting music in the community. We sponsor several things for students in the elementary school through the high school and beyond. We have a few college scholarships. It's not just about concerts. Each year, the FMA gives over $4,500 in scholarships to be used for music camps and lessons. We commission artists to write new works for chorus, orchestra, and band. These commissioned works are premiered here on this stage and then later played around the world. We sponsor guest artists that work with all ages and give our students the opportunity to work and perform with world-class musicians. These are just a few of the things we do. When asked to help out with the project, financially or otherwise, we do. For example, we are currently supporting the launch of 2 new annual scholarships to honor the legacy of Mr. Massey, which will add another $3,000 to annual awards. And just by chance, the first recipient of the faculty scholarship was Mrs. Oberoy. We accomplish our work through generous volunteer and financial support. We'd like to invite those of you who do not yet engage with us to do so in whatever way makes most sense for you. You can join us at our monthly meetings. We meet Mondays at 7 o'clock, the second Monday of each month at 7 o'clock. The meetings are a great way to hear about what's happening with all the music programs in the schools and to meet the music staff. Usually 1 or 2 of them float in at the meetings, and you can meet them and get to know them. You can volunteer for one of our committees or events. You can volunteer as a cameraman or woman for cable access. We're always looking for volunteers there. You can see they have several cameras here. Or you can consider a financial donation. To learn more about the FMA, you can visit our Facebook page, Twitter page, or just log on to foxboromusic.com. Now, I'm going to invite the choruses to come up.
All right, well, I want to welcome you. My name is Mrs. Oberoy. I direct the grades 5 through 8 choruses at Ahern Middle School here in Foxboro. We are thrilled to have you here this evening. Tonight is an especially important night because you, as parents, family, and friends, have the opportunity to see the choral curriculum here in Foxboro live. We start the evening with our youngest members, the 5th grade chorus. This 5th grade chorus just began this past September, and some of them in January. In 5th grade chorus, we start our very first thing with aligning our posture, with our tone production, and also learning solfege, which is our language of music. Unlike an instrument, voices don't have buttons. We have to learn by ear and with our ear where notes are in relation to other notes. That can be very challenging at first, so we have a system of words and hand signs that help us to learn these patterns, so that way we can successfully sing melodies and harmonies without the use of buttons. The hand signs are an important thing, and have your student show you the hand signs at home, and you can learn too, as they give us a physical gesture to find where those notes are within our bodies. So this song that we're going to do for you today shows off those hand signs a little bit for you, so that way you know what we learn here as our step 1 in choral singing in Foxboro.
Fa, mi, re, fa, la, la, la. Si, re, fa,
So we thought that since band and orchestra get to do the Foxboro cheer, how about we get to do it too? So that was the beginning of a new little tradition for us as well. The next grade that will be singing for us is the 6th grade chorus. In the 6th grade and the 5th grade, there's a lot of different things that happen in our choral curriculum. We go from singing unison sounds to singing harmonic sounds. So we're singing 2, sometimes 3 notes all at the same time. This can be very tricky and requires a large amount of part independence and successful ear training, which is what we're doing with all of these solfege activities. With 6th grade, we begin really working on making sure that we can pick pitches out, not just in order of our scale, but out of order of our scale. So we do a lot of games and sight singing activities where we're connecting our eyes to the sounds that we now learned in 5th grade and really starting to become more independent singers with excellent vocal tone. So as we come up, we will have 6th grade chorus, and our soloist this evening will be Cora Bridgham. between 6th and 5th grade is a big one. They start really learning these intricate harmonies, which is very exciting, and it sounds very different to them. The next group that's going to be performing will be the Ahern singers. So if I can have Ahern singers from 7th and 8th grade, go ahead and come on up. This group is an after-school group mixed of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, singing very challenging and interesting repertoire. These students come after school because they just love singing in chorus that much. And they're singing high school level repertoire on a regular basis and sight reading through it. So tonight we will feature them on a piece entitled Earth Song, which is an original piece written for band, which was transcribed with words for chorus. Tonight we are actually missing one of 2 tenors. So unfortunately, he had a run-in with his thumb where it broke. So he's not here this evening, so I'm going to actually be singing with the group, but it'll be wonderful nonetheless. invite our high school choir co-presidents to speak to you for a moment about POPs. And as they're doing that, 7th and 8th grade chorus can come on up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faith Perry.
And I'm Kelly McCarthy, and as Ms. Oberoi said, we're the concert choir co-presidents.
We wanted to talk to you guys about the Pops concerts that are coming up. So the theme is Under the Sea this year, and it is in the high school gymnasium. It features the Foxboro Concert Choir, you'll see later tonight, the Symphony Orchestra, the concert band, vocal jazz ensemble, and the jazz ensemble. It is Saturday, May 5th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, May 6th at 1 p.m.
All of the ensembles that will be performing, it's a collection of all the pieces they've worked on throughout the year. We also, in the concert choir, get to sing Phantom of the Opera, which is a really cool opportunity.
We're gonna sound great. And so if you'd like to buy tickets, you can email Foxboro Pops, Foxboro is spelled the short way, no UGH, 2018@gmail.com. There are some posters around town, but once again, Foxboro, short way, Pops 2018@gmail.com.
There's both general admissions, which will be in the bleachers, as well as tables that will be on the gym floor. And we hope to see you there.
Thank you.
So in 7th and 8th grade chorus, we have an even more different sound as we're growing and changing, and our voices are growing and changing. And we go from being a treble chorus and all treble voices, and this group behind me is a soprano, alto, tenor, bass chorus. So we have 4 groups of singers singing different music, and they're singing very high-level repertoire for you. What we're going to be performing tonight is the set of music that we performed at the MICA competition, which was a wonderful experience for them as they got to be adjudicated by college-level adjudicators, and they got to hear what they had to say, and we really enjoyed doing that performance. So we're going to open tonight with Sing Alleluia, Clap Your Hands.
Sing
next piece we're going to do for you is actually a really exciting piece for a 7th and 8th grade choir to sing. It's entitled Domine Filii Unigenite from Antonio Vivaldi's major masterwork, Gloria. This is a really exciting piece for them to learn because if they continue singing, which I hope they do, through high school and beyond, whether it be in a community choir or even in high school choir, this is a piece that they're going to revisit because this is a piece that is sung by all types of choirs in all types of situations, high school level, college level, and beyond. So without further ado, Vivaldi. And the final selection that the 7th and 8th grade chorus has for you this evening is a piece entitled You Are Not Alone. This is a very interesting piece of music as it uses extended technique and also very interesting and contemporary harmonic language. This is actually only the 4th or 5th choir about in the entire world to ever perform this piece. It's a new piece by a living composer. He lives in Missouri, and I think you will very much enjoy it. Our soloist for this piece will be Cooper Hessman. as the 7th and 8th graders go back to their seats, I do want to mention 2 extra opportunities for Ahern Middle School singers that if they love to sing and they would like to do more of it. Number 1 is our Summer Instrumental Music and Choral Camp at Ahern Middle School, the 3 weeks after school gets out. I would highly encourage all of our singers, if they want to sing, or they can play their instrument, or they can do a week of each. You can come to 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We're very flexible, so I would really, really encourage that. The second thing that I would highly encourage is private vocal instruction. If you are interested in your child gaining confidence and really getting personal attention on their own voice and their personal instrument, I would highly suggest considering private voice lessons. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to email me at any time. And without further ado, I introduce Mr. Brian Raymond and the Foxboro High School Concert Choir.
Good evening. How about another wonderful hand for all of the middle school singers you've heard so far tonight? We have a slight change in our program tonight. We are going to start the high school portion with a piece that we recently sang at Micah. This is entitled, If Music Be the Food of Love. as you can see, from 5 through 12, we have a curriculum in place that emphasizes excellence, that emphasizes great diction, vowels, lyrics, and all of that through a program of music that features a wide variety of languages and different musical styles. Many of these students that you see here are also heavily involved in athletics. How many of you are athletes? Yeah. How many of you take an AP class? And how many of you work a job of some sort or are involved in a club? So as you can see, you can be a part of this music program and still be heavily involved in sports, take a rigorous academic course load, and of course have a job, be involved in clubs, whatever you like to do, there's a place for you singing up in our high school program. Our next piece, similar to the last piece you heard from middle school, is by a new composer, Jake Runnestad, who's a younger composer. This is entitled Let My Love Be Heard.
To God,
Thank you very much. In addition to the group that you see in front of you, we actually have several vocal offerings at the high school. Many of these singers are also involved with our chamber singers, which is a group of kind of more of our upperclassmen. We also have 2 jazz choirs up here that you can hear both at Pops and the Spring Jazz Fest coming up. One is an advanced audition group. Hands up if you're in the vocal jazz ensemble. And we also have a non-audition with which a number of our 8th graders are signed up for next year. We have a lab jazz choir, which is non-audition. It's a great way to just kind of get your feet wet, get used to singing in jazz. And our jazz choir, we actually use individual mics with full amplification, rhythm section. We have guest artists that play. We also collaborate with our jazz ensemble. So we also have a very rich jazz program here, and our vocal program is very much a part of that. So when you get to high school, you can be involved in our jazz program as well. Our next piece that we're going to do for you, and the last one for our high school concert choir, is a Cuban folk song entitled Son de la Loma. And we'll feature Mr. Albro playing some percussion tonight. Thank you very much. Our high school actually has one more selection for you. In addition to the concert choir that you see up here, for Micah, we actually will take out a number of our soprano and alto singers. And for those 8th graders coming up next year, you can have an opportunity to be in this group as well. This is our treble choir, and this is actually our first time performing this year in the auditorium, so we're really excited. This is one of the pieces that we sang at Micah, and we're going to sing it for you now. It's a spiritual entitled, "Nothing Gonna Stumble My Feet."
I've been a-walking with the Lord for many a day. Nothing gonna stumble my feet. Trying to abide in the straight and narrow way. Nothing gonna stumble my feet. But when my time on earth is done, and I am my name, and I am my name. Oh, when my time on earth is done, these weary feet are gonna run. Not gonna stammer, not gonna trip, not gonna stumble. No, I'm not gonna slip. No, nothing gonna stumble my feet when I go to walk that golden street. Now the devil is a liar and a cheater too. Nothing gonna stumble my feet. And if he gets his way, he'll make a slider out of you. Nothing gonna stumble my feet. But if you listen for the Spirit's voice, in the moment of truth, moment of truth. Oh, if you listen for the Spirit's voice, it'll help you make the right choice. No, not gonna stammer, not gonna trip, not gonna stumble. No, I'm not gonna slip. No, nothing gonna stumble my feet when I go to walk that golden street, that golden street. Not gonna waver, falter, sway or fall. Not gonna stumble or slide. Not gonna waver, falter, sway or fall. Not gonna stumble at all. No, not gonna stammer, not gonna trip, not gonna stumble. No, I'm not gonna slip. No, nothing gonna stumble my feet when I go to walk that golden street. No, not gonna stammer, not gonna trip, not gonna stumble. No, it's not gonna slip. No, nothing gonna stumble my feet when I go to walk that golden street. No, not gonna stammer, not gonna trip, not gonna stumble. No, it's not gonna slip. No, nothing gonna stumble my feet when I go to walk that golden street, that golden street. Not gonna stammer, not gonna golden street. Not gonna stumble, no, I'm not gonna golden street. Not gonna stammer, not gonna golden street. Not gonna stumble, no, I'm not gonna golden street. Not gonna golden street. Not gonna slip when I go to walk that golden street. Not gonna stumble my feet.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to turn it back over to Mrs. Oberoi, who is going to introduce and get us ready for our final selection.
So our final selection this evening is a piece called Sisi Moya, and it involves every high school singer, or every singer, grades 5 through 12 from Foxboro. So we're going to need a minute to just reorganize slightly, and we're going to do it in a very organized fashion. So I'm going to have the rest of the high school singers come back on out, and 7th and 8th grade, in an orderly, calm, and quiet fashion, can you go to the places using the stairs only? Thank you. All right. We are all set. Please welcome all of the singers from grades 5 through 12 in Foxboro.
We all laughed, we all cried.
thank you so much for encouraging your student to sing. To dismiss them, I'm going to have them go back to their seats and gather their things. So before we all come up front, let's have them go back. So 5th grade, go ahead on back.